All right, guys.
Hey.
Hi. Welcome.
How are you?
Welcome to the House of Energy with me, the Juggernaut,
All right.
of Butter and Caviar. Miss Natalie David.
That's right, get it
the
right.
Hair Room JC. Mr. Jersey Smitty,
Yeah.
actor, comedian, extraordinaire.
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 Handsome, looking lean these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of not eating what we're about to eat today.
Okay.
But I'm
well,
excited because I've left room for it, and I think it's important. Balance is important.
Okay.
And so I will. I'm going to eat like a gavone.
this
And,
is gonna be like a rock cheat day, but
Yeah, no.
it'll be.
How many piles of pancakes? do we
Yeah.
fit?
That's after. So we have a little snack for you guys here, just to pick on while we're chit chatting and I'm cooking stuff.
Cool.
This is what they call charcuterie.
Half charcuterie.
Charcut, maybe.
You know, but today we have a quiche with some cheddar, some Gruyere, some bacon, and then I just put some fresh prosciutto on the side. You know, in case you want a little bit more saltiness or meatiness, whatever. Ooh, that
I always
sounded a
like
little
salty
crazy.
meat. I always like salty
Whatever.
meat.
Of course,
Yeah.
I'm like describing food like all sexy already. We just
Yeah.
got started. I think it's the champagne. First of all, let's cheers.
Cheers.
To this. So, there we go.
We'll get
Treat.
into it here.
Yeah. More
Yeah.
cheers. All right.
So Yvonne, listen, look, we're here. We're eating this wonderful food.
Yes.
We've got butter and caviar.
Yes, sir.
What are you looking to accomplish with this episode, with further episodes, with butter and caviar in general? What do we think?
Yeah, this has always
Yeah.
been like your little extra
Yeah.
like passion
It
since
has.
I've met you. So.
It has. Food has always been like this weird little passion of mine. I never took advantage of it like I'm doing now because, again, with the slowing down, you
Yeah.
know, we're just going full pace for, forever. I mean, I've been working in a restaurant since I was 12 years old. I'm 32 now. So as long as I can remember, I've always been surrounded and immersed by it. What do I want to do with butter and caviar? Butter and caviar originally started in my brain as the name of the restaurant that I want.
I remember
I've
that.
always-
I remember us having a shift together and us talking. I'm not saying that's when you came up with it.
Right.
But I do remember us discussing it. You said something about limited seating, small bar,
Absolutely.
but the concept was still the same in terms of like the things being plated the way they are plated and the service being the way it was. Now that butter and caviar is a concept,
Yeah.
and no longer a brick and
yeah.
mortar idea.
Yeah.
What do you want from it?
So, I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out myself. You know, the ultimate goal would be, yes, that restaurant. I want an intimate 15 to 20 seats, you know, just a few tables where there's 2 bartenders, 2 cooks behind you. Everything's being plated right here, just super intimate and sexy and just like relax, you know what I mean? That's the ultimate goal. With butter and caviar, right now I'm just in the state that it's in. I'm just kind of perfecting my technique. I want to cook as much as possible. I want to get my knife skills on. I want to be able to know how to ferment things and make all these foams and just learn all the cool stuff and get started like this, just like you
Yeah.
did, because this is ultimately the concept that I want, right? But I can't do that right now. So this is a start for me in doing that. And eventually, it would be nice to travel for food too with butter and caviar. I think that would be cool. And just really just immerse myself in it. All things food and wine. I love wine. I love cocktails.
Yeah.
By the way, we're drinking an amazing dry Riesling right now from the Finger Lakes. So I hope you're enjoying that.
It's delicious.
Yeah, it's delicious. Yeah, little fruit, a little bit of acid. Rieslings are usually have a lot of, people say sweet, but it's really called residual sugar. And it's a little bit on the drier side, but there is still some fruit, and it's nice to sip on. And then with the dish, I'm going to do something a little drier because there's a lot of butter.
Awesome.
Right? Butter.
You know I love butter.
Butter's good.
So, but yeah, as far as like the ultimate goal, yeah, it is to have a brick and mortar and me to be on that stage where I can say I own something.
Yeah.
But for right now, it's a gateway for me to learn and network and get this brand off the ground and get the name out there. And honestly, just do what I love, which is being with people, entertaining and hosting, and that's what I'm going for right now. You know what I mean?
And that's what you do as a business owner. You learn every single day, and just by taking this first step, you've done the most courageous thing is by saying, "This is what my idea is, and this is what I'm doing." I saw a meme today on Facebook, and it was a picture. I don't even know if it's a real picture or not, but it was a picture of like the original Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse from like Disneyland back in like the 40s or 50s, I don't know, 50s, I guess. And it was like, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to start somewhere because these costumes were janky.
Oh, they were
as
atrocious.
heck.
I've seen
yeah,
them,
they were terrible. And it was like, that was kind of the struggle I had in the beginning was like, does this have to be perfect or not? And it's like, no, like, look at how my salon started in the beginning. And here I am only 4 years later and I have a second location.
That's so
And it was
crazy.
like, I was doing that networking. That's why I stayed bartending for the first year I was opening, because I was meeting people and talking to people, creating those relationships. I was doing the markets and the little street fairs just to get my name out. So
That's
this
so
first
dope.
step, what you're doing is huge
Thank
because
you.
you're saying this is what I believe in, this is my passion,
Yeah.
and I'm going to bring it to the world. And it may change, the concept may change through time,
Right.
but I'm starting it and I'm
There's
doing
no
it.
doubt it's going
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
I mean, in my brain, there's no doubt it's not going to morph into something.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to hit other channels of, opportunity or energy or whatever you want to call it. I know eventually it's going to evolve into something, but I'm figuring out as I go. And I feel like I've always kind of been that way. I always just kind of figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
So I mean,
Scallops.
cooking is something of what like a routine for me. So I'm always trying to find, ways to do things differently. This really isn't that different. I just cut it into a perfect square.
Yeah.
But I've never done that before, so I was like, I think that would be cool.
I like it.
Different. So yeah, I'm just searing the potatoes off, and then we're going in with the scallops. Just Yukon Gold potatoes. I'm searing them right now, so I cut them into squares.
Oh,
So
fancy.
what I was thinking with this was that, so the middle of the potato is exposed. So when I sear, it kind of looks like a scallop as well. So that's where I was going with this. Just something that I always.
So I know that I know that there's market prices on things, but scallops seem like the biggest fucking scam.
Dude,
that there
scallops,
is, right?
These fuckers were $25.99 a pound, man.
Jeez.
They're up there.
What
Crazy.
does scallops look like in real life?
They come in that like a big beautiful shell. Looks like a perfect
Oh,
like mermaid
yep.
seashell.
mhm,
And
I
they're
know,
like
I
big
know.
and yeah, kind of.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I
Those
thought
are
they were.
scallops. Yeah.
Okay,
Kind of like a clam.
I thought they were just
Shell.
like
Like a big beautiful clam.
Yeah.
I thought they were just like a. I knew that they grew. I don't know why I didn't think they were shellfish for some
Grew?
reason. Well, I thought they. You know how like in the ocean.
They don't grow from like the
Well, in
the
the ocean,
ground.
things grow. Animals
yeah.
grow. Dogs grow.
It's a mollusk, no?
I think it is a mollusk. Yeah.
Mollusk.
It's some sort of shellfish.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like maybe something. You know how they have like those weird like sea cucumbers?
Oh
Like
my
they're-
god.
Those weird.
Those ones
know,
that
like,
just.
They
yeah.
fucking
yeah.
I was like, oh, you know the things that go like this.
those
Yeah.
sea
Things that go like this.
Maybe that's why scallops cost so much because they're jizzing.
Maybe
They're jizzing
'cause
cucumbers.
they got to do that.
I thought scallops for a long time just like grew in the ocean. I didn't realize that they were
Just like a flower, you like
mollusk.
pick it, and like in the middle is
No,
the
but
scallop.
some are fucking dangerous though because they're so expensive. So like the guy that's got to swim down deep, he's got to have like a bayonet and then a thing.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
are scallops retrieved from the ocean?
They're literally called diver scallops. You have to go down and get them.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You just scrape them
It's-
off?
So maybe that's why they're so expensive.
Like barnacles.
I think you gotta like more like
Alexa.
situations where you dig,
Why are scallops so
bottom.
expensive?
but I don't know. I really don't know. That's something that I gotta learn now. See, fucking food.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No,
I'll call you
okay.
out. Speaking of searing, I don't believe in like A1 sauce. I think that's one of the worst things in the
I
world.
love.
I
I love
Really?
A1 sauce.
I
Dude,
grew up on that shit.
Unless I go like, if I go to a fucking Longhorn, I'm getting A1.
Oh, hell yeah.
If
A
I'm at like a
cheap-ass
Peter
steakhouse,
Luger
yeah.
or something, like I won't. I'll respect it. I'll
Yeah.
I'll eat the accoutrement, the sides, all that with the cream
The
corn, the
butter,
spinach, the
yeah.
butter.
Yeah.
Then. But if
Okay.
I'm at Outback,
Texas
I'm
Roadhouse.
fucking,
Really?
I'm going to town.
Pass
Yeah.
that A1 sauce.
Maybe
Hell yeah.
maybe
can't-
I think the ribeyes
Is
at
Heinz
Outback are actually.
57 a thing here?
I love Heinz 57.
Isn't Heinz 57 just regular ketchup?
No.
No, it's got like a lot more going on. I
It's
feel like
got
it's
a
got like
tang to it.
like a tang. It's got like Worcestershire or something.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like it's like a more involved sauce.
like a barbecued
you know?
steak sauce.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever had.
I feel like that's good, like a barbecue and a steak sauce together.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't grow up with my father, so
Mm-hmm.
he didn't make me charbroiled steak all often because I grew up to like raw steak. You know what I mean? Rare, rather.
Yeah.
Rare, meat mid-rare. So I've always respected just like putting salt and a little pepper and like whatever happens.
Right.
So I've never been into like A1 sauce. I didn't realize I was going to elicit that sort of response.
Yeah,
The
we
thing
were
is
so
that
excited.
I don't know, man. The first time I ever had it, I was like,
maybe I
what
thought
is
I'd get it
this
out of
stuff?
you. Being
Yeah,
no, not even, because you're from Texas. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking that, but you being like a
My mother, like,
you're making
she's like,
scallops and
why you putting that shit? I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I'm like, I like it. All right? I don't know.
I love a good sauce.
Yo, for real. So, Nat, what's your like day-to-day routine look like? Like, what do you do you have a
It's
routine to
different.
keep you kind of locked in and kind of stay in that like that consistent state of mind with everything you got going on? Let's talk about our routines, because I feel like it's so important, and that's what's helped
Yeah.
me. Like, well, not lately. I was on a routine for a while, but with the heat wave and then just me being a lazy piece of shit the past week. But, I've been trying to really, really stick
Yeah.
to something as much as I could.
I definitely had more of a routine during the whole queue situation. But now that both salons are up and running, every day is different, and that's definitely something I strive
That's
for
a
now.
challenge, though. That's cool, though. I
So
feel
let
like
me
it
tell you what
keeps
my ideal daily routine would be. To wake up without an alarm clock, nice little workout, whether it's a Jane Do class or a nice run, depending on the
Jane
weather.
Oh, Jane Do, plug.
Bug.
I'm about to plug it.
Sponsored
I'm
by.
sponsored by.
Yeah,
I'm about
right.
to plug it too.
Cut the check.
Use our promo code. And then some coffee and a dog walk, meeting a girlfriend to catch up, and then, visiting each salon, spending a few hours at one, getting them open and ready for the day, go spend another few hours at the other one, do all my paperwork, my inventory, my orders, my payroll, my training, all that, and be home by 6.
I'm like, damn, why'd I even ask her?
So I'm an actor, this, that, and the other, and so if anyone knows what that means you have other jobs that pay you until something else. That means you just work. But I tried my hand at real estate, and it really, very briefly, I realized two things. First thing was the time that I had to show people anything were not the times that anyone wanted to see anything. So like if I was working a 12-hour brunch shift, that's when everyone wanted to see a house. So it didn't coincide with
Your moneymaker.
my money make. So, secondly, I'm not good at utilizing opportunities in front of me as well as I should in regards to. I think people are inherently good. I think people who are friends inherently want to see other people succeed. I'm happy you have a second location. I'm proud of Yvonne. The stuff that Zack does is fantastic. And he has offered time and time again to say, hey, do you want to shoot something? I go, yeah, shoot something. But what I found during real estate is that I feel like when I couldn't touch base with as many people as I would like to, because I always felt like I was hounding them. Mm-hmm. And I always feel like I'm pestering, or I feel like I want to have genuine relationships with people that aren't predicated on maybe me needing you for something or you needing me for something. And I would help anyone that needed anything all the time. But I have a hard time looking at it from the inverse, you know what I mean? So people who can really put themselves out there and take in as much information and do things like y'all have done in terms of like, hey, look, listen, I'm doing this thing. If you'd like to be part of it, I'm happy to have you here. I'm
Absolutely,
not good at that
man.
kind of stuff because I always feel like inside of me that I'm like taking advantage of something.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's true at all. I know that not to be true. Not
Yeah.
even I think I know it not to be true. I just have to get out of my own way when it comes to stuff like that. So Scallops, now you're cooking on gas stove, gas range, which I think is the best way to cook any meal.
Absolutely.
I hate.
If I see electric,
Yeah.
I will work with it, but I want to fucking kill you.
Yeah. So, what is the ideal? Now that I'm here, I might as well get some tips. What is the ideal amount of? That heat looks all the way up.
It is up. Now, just, and this is not me knowing, but just from like watching cooking shows in restaurants, when you're cooking on the line, you're cooking in high heat.
Yeah.
You're
Always.
cooking high heat unless you're cooking like something like a soft scramble or something like that. Even then you could cook on high heat. It's just a different technique. You have to keep it on high but keep moving it. Never stop moving it, or low and let it sit for a minute and run a spatula through it. It's different, but usually they're cooking on the line at high heat. You gotta crank.
Yeah.
So yeah, and also the high heat, I wanna get that pan as hot as I can to get a nice crust on the scallop. It's literally usually like 45 seconds to a minute on each side, and you wanna leave the middle a little raw.
Okay.
Just like nice hard sear.
I know for scallops it doesn't matter, but like so I cook on a high heat, but I for some reason I ruined all of Kristen's pans. Apparently there is a temperature, there's a smoke point to oils.
Right.
And
Actually,
I didn't know that.
I literally just said that on camera, off camera, I should say. I changed over to vegetable oil for the sear because it has a higher smoke point,
Does
it
it?
won't burn.
Okay.
So I went from olive oil, just kind of sauteing and basting, to vegetable oil to get it nice hot so it doesn't burn.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
So it's funny you said that. We're like literally on the same
I
page.
hit smoke points. Whatever the smoke point is, I'm gonna hit it.
All right. I'm browning some butter right now, guys, just to keep you in the loop. I'm searing scallops. I'm browning butter to finish the sauce. And we're almost there. And then I got to crack open another bottle of wine to go with the dish. So this one is a Grüne Veltliner. It's an Austrian grape. This wine has a really good bit of acidity. And it almost has like a little bit of like an effervescence to it. So it's gonna be really nice with all the butter and all the fat. It's gonna have some good acidity to kind of cut through all of that. So this is gonna be a yummy one as well. So I'll get that one out.
Excited.
What positivity has come at it, for you guys during this weird ass time in history? Because I know it's been a crazy one for everybody, and I feel like we had no choice but to really just stay creative and stay motivated.
100%. Yeah. And this was a huge reset moment for me. It's like I had to reestablish a new work routine, a new business model, reorganize my life, reset my brain, and kind of slow down a little bit. I think that's the positive thing that I took from this, was to slow down and take care of myself.
Yeah, but you didn't really slow down though. You opened up an entire new salon.
I know.
So that's
slowing down for me.
She's like, that's my idea of relaxation.
Slow, is that so?
You know
Michael Jordan's resting heart rate was 60 beats per minute. He's the greatest athlete I think to ever
of all
live.
time.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if your resting COVID work heart rate is to open up another salon, you're gonna be the greatest.
Just watch what's gonna happen now. Watch what's gonna happen now.
Watch the throne.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
All right, guys. So like I said before, you have a pan-seared scallop, you have a parboiled and then seared Yukon Gold potato that I basted in some cultured butter, some roasted beets, some pickled honeydew melon with some crispy prosciutto, and then as a sauce, it's just a brown butter with some fresh lemon, finished with some sea salt. Enjoy. I'm gonna pour you this wine. Again, this is gonna have really nice acidity. It's gonna kind of cut through all that fat that's in there, and it's gonna be delicious. And I hope you all enjoy. I just hope that we can all stay on this wavelength that we are. Once the world starts spinning again, that we can really just stay on this, see things slower, right? The world is going this way, but the world is slowing down for us, and we keep making the right decisions and keeping it going. I thank you guys very much for coming here again.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Hopefully
I love you guys from the bottom
you.
of my heart, and it's been an amazing ride, and let's keep it going.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys again. I love y'all.